So this just occurred to me. The only way my videos will ever go viral is if I get AIDS. Hey guys, the whole three of you watching, this is a new episode of The Middle Toe. And it's quite a special episode too, because it's a special request one. Now I normally don't do these, but I kind of made an exception in this case because the request came from someone who happens to share the apartment where I live. I was extremely close to having to spend the next 2 weeks on the couch in case I didn't make this video, so I kind of went along with it, you know. Now the topic of today's video is it's actually something that's been widely discussed in the past few years in social media and pretty much everywhere, and that would be privileged white people and why they suck. Now, before one of you guys goes, what the hell is this Indo-Arab clown doing there? Is he actually gonna start dissing my race? Yeah, well, I have to make it clear to you that I actually am technically of European descent. That would make me white as far as I know. My dad actually comes from Poland, so that's pretty white. Apparently there was a malfunction, a technical problem as I was being assembled, as I was being created in the assembly line, which has resulted in way too much melanin in my DNA. But that's the only explanation I have for my darker skin tone. Anyway, let's move on. By the way, since I'm gonna use the term privileged white people a lot throughout this video, I decided to basically make it a bit more convenient for me and just use the acronym instead. That would be PWP, or PWOOP if you try to actually pronounce it as a word, or as the way they pronounce it over in Poland, POOP. And since I'm basically half Polish, I have the birthright to pronounce it the Polish way, so I'm going with poop. Okay, so poop. By the way, I don't believe whatsoever in the existence of human races, and neither should you. As far as I'm concerned, a race is something that takes place on a specially designated course between a group of people whose childish need to prove their manliness trumps their basic survival instinct. It's just one of nature's many ways, many ingenious ways, to thin out human population. Unless, of course, by race you mean a bunch of people just running against each other, in which case I don't give a fuck. This is not a race, okay? Unless one of the possible outcomes of the race is things catching fire, yeah, I don't give a fuck, okay? Now, if you absolutely have to use the term race to describe a group of people, use it in an exclusive way to refer to the entirety of the human population, as in the human race, okay? Anything else makes you just look stupid. And speaking of Trump, I know, isn't he one of the most privileged bastards, fuckers, assholes to ever walk the face of the earth? Like, ever? He's the one basically who let the privileged whitest genie out of the Chateau Lafite Rothschild bottle. You know, once this guy came along as a presidential candidate, suddenly after decades of having to put up with all the tolerant liberal agenda, of supporting, trying to integrate different minorities into the society, suddenly all hell broke loose. And the whitest, most privileged people started referring to themselves as a persecuted minority group. What the fuck? The offerings of people who massacred, enslaved, and maimed generations of people just because they happened to be born with the wrong skin color. These people who took their lands and plundered their home continent's natural resources, they don't get to call themselves a persecuted minority group, okay? don't. Now, I'm not saying that you're automatically privileged, of course, as a white person, but if you seriously refer to yourself as a white man, especially as a white man, as a minority group, you're pretty much a joke, man. You're pretty much a joke. Now, if you're still serious about it, you know what? I dare you to go to the projects in Baltimore, for example, okay? Or any other American city where there's a part of the city is basically a black ghetto, a part that's poverty-stricken and mainly populated by extremely underprivileged population. You go there and you tell these people who live there, you tell them to their faces, okay, what you feel about it. Go ahead. See how they feel about it. So the next part of the video is basically a guide. It's gonna help you recognize poops wherever you encounter them in the wild. Now, we'll do this by going over some shit that poops like saying. Shit that poops say. For example, one of my favorite things ever is this kind of saying, you know, any variation of it. It usually goes like this. If you put your mind to it, you can achieve anything. You could become somebody, even if you start out with practically nothing. All you need to do is make sure that your vibrations are high. So you have to raise your frequency so that it aligns with the frequency of the universe. Then the universe shall grant you anything, pretty much anything you desire. Now this kind of crap, this kind of shit, this kind of new age mindless bullshit is something you'll hear almost exclusively from poops, right? Why? Well, first of all, they're the only ones who have the extra time to think of such bullshit Jedi Force crap talk. You find considerably less minorities who actually believe in this crap. Because you know why? Well, they don't have extra time for this shit. They don't have to justify their position in society, unlike poops. And they're actually too busy trying to survive in this shit world of ours. The next thing is something I've actually heard someone that I know, a woman that I know, that I'm familiar with, say. It was basically, things are looking green for me financially. I can't even get my nails done these days. Why me? Why? Seriously, it was something like this. Yeah, shut up, bitch. Yeah, I'm sure if Charles Dickens were alive today, I'm sure he would make you the heroine of his upcoming novel, Devin Junkbontville or whatever. Get out of here. Now another thing, one more thing that only poops will ever say, only poops, is basically a commentary on this scenario, or a variation of it. Oh no, my SUV is in the shop. That means I have to take the Toyota Corolla to work today. And it doesn't even fit my shoes. You know, I can actually imagine a scenario where a random poop is watching this video and getting all defensive all of a sudden. Like, I feel personally attacked by this. How dare this person, this half-breed who knows nothing about it, just sit there and judge and criticize my lifestyle choices. I just hurt my teeth. This frappuccino is way too cold. Ow! I'm suing the hell out of this Starbucks. How dare they serve me such a cold frappuccino? By the way, if you ever use the phrase, how dare you judge my lifestyle, or how dare you criticize my lifestyle choices or whatever, you can be sure, you can bet your ass that you are a poop, that you're privileged. Non-privileged people, non-poopy people, they don't have a lifestyle, okay? They just, they work their asses off all day, or sometimes all night long. At some point in their life, they get sick from being overworked, and they die. End of story, okay? Finally, as a public service to you guys, all three of you watching this, I have come up with a way to help you be able to tell if you're a poop or not. Because I know that's right now, that's all that's on your mind right now. Am I a poop? Am I a non-poop? Yeah, I gotta be able to tell, right? I gotta know. So basically, there's a very simple way to tell if you're a poop or a non-poop. All you have to do is grab your phone. Now go over the contact list. Are there any accountants or investment advisors on your contact list? Well, if there are, then you, my friend, are a major poop. If, however, your idea of investment is to have a baby, wait a few years and then harvest its organs and sell them on the black market, then yeah, you are definitely non-poop, my friend. You are as non-poopy as they come. So the next part of our little questionnaire is can get very confusing, by the way. The next question is a bit of, tricky, so I need your full attention. Please concentrate. The question is, have you ever, at any point in your life, had a maid? Or have you ever, at some point in your life, been someone's maid? Now I know it was very confusing, but if your answer was positive to the first part of the question, you're a poop. You're not just a poop, you're a poopy McPoopface. You're the mayor of Poop Town. If your answer was, however, positive to the second part of the question, then no, you are a poop-free human being. Now the last part of this small test actually requires you to be more physically involved. Basically, all you have to do is to wait till it's dark, wear a hoodie, and pull it up so it covers basically your head, and then go for a jog. Now, did you survive the process? If so, then you, my friend, are poop. No hard feelings, okay? I just call it like I see it, I'm not criticizing you. You are just a huge, major piece of poop. Right, so that was it. I hope it was helpful, this video. I feel that this is a subject that has to be thoroughly analyzed and discussed, and for the safety of all of us. There are many poops walking among us, and we have to be wary of them. We have to be able to identify them quickly and efficiently. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. I don't give a crap, I don't give a fuck, as long as you basically interact with it in some way, shape or form. Also, don't hesitate to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And if so, I guess we shall see each other in the next video. Until then, have a poop-free day, my friends. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.